Hey everybody, Mission Accomplished Media here. I'm Mike.
I'm Matt.
And today we're going to talk about episodes 1 and 2 of Locke&Key.
Yeah.
It's based on this comic, Locke&Key. The first arc is called Welcome to Lovecraft, which is the area that they live in.
Yeah.
And the Lovecraft Academy and all that other stuff. That school they go to and whatnot.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's it. I have to admit, I've never read this book.
Yeah, it's fine. I know that, and but you watched the show.
Yes, I
like
did.
most
I did
other
watch
people
shows.
who aren't gonna. Oh, was the comic first?
Yeah,
it was a lot of things.
Let me
now.
dive into my library.
Yes, yeah. Right, and I only own the first trade. Like I said, this one really good. It's written by Joe Hill and drawn by Gabriel Rodriguez. I'm not sure who does the ink.
And this was published by IDW. I didn't realize that. For some reason, I thought this was a DC imprint when it came out, or Image. I actually thought it was Image. I didn't realize it was IDW.
What's IDW?
It's the publisher. They're just they're.
What does IDW stand for though?
I forget. I think so. It used,
okay.
Or at least it used to. Anyway, like they published Transformers, or used to.
Mm-hmm.
They published Transformers for a while, and their Transformers run was actually pretty good. I forget who wrote for it. I think a few people did. But for some reason, I always thought this was an Image book. Maybe because Image tends to veer towards these more like
horror stuff.
Horror stuff, and
darker.
just like one shot type,
Smaller stories.
Yeah,
it's like we can throw out 60 issues and get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it ends up being, six issues an arc, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, you're talking 36 to 42, maybe 50.
Yeah. Short, good stories.
Right.
This ended up going through like a couple different iterations, and it's been bought by different. The TV rights have been bought by different companies.
Oh yeah.
Passed around a few different times. There was actually, we were looking at internet data, IDMB or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. That whole website, and there's a pilot that was made in 2011.
Right. So
and it was show. I think the story was. So I read an article, which is what brought us here, and to this IDBM or whatever, and it was like 2011, and it's like they made a pilot and they showed it at like a party, and that's the only time it was ever shown in public, and they were like, nah, not interested, and like it's never been shown again.
Yeah, apparently, like it's funny because when I looked this up on IMDb to get the characters and the actors, I accidentally clicked on that original one, not realizing. And I was like, wait, none of these people are in this show.
Yeah,
like,
not at all.
It didn't, even like the cast list didn't really, I didn't know much about Locke&Key to begin with, but like right off the bat, just looking at like the cast list, it was strange. Plus, I mean, for something that you're going to need a decent amount of CGI, and I don't know if 2011 would have been the best time to try to produce this.
I guess.
I mean, it wouldn't be horrible. It wouldn't be like Smallville.
I always think of Jurassic Park. Whenever someone says, "Oh, we can't do this today," I'm like, "Nah, you definitely can," because Jurassic Park was made in like 1993.
Yeah, it's still one of the best,
and it still holds up to this day
because it's almost all practical.
Yeah, it's almost, but even the CGI that's there, it still holds up. So I just really enjoy it. I'm sorry,
I mean, Jurassic Park is I think one of the finest sci-fi movies ever. Like it's well acted, it's well written, it's well produced, it's perfect.
Yeah, and now Jurassic World is the brand, and they've rebranded everything, including the Universal ride.
Yeah,
updated it with Chris Pratt. Completely did away with Sam Neill and everybody else.
Aww.
It's like all gone now.
Yeah,
it's all gone.
Do we have sad walking away music that we can play?
We can play that. We can.
Play that sad walking away song from The Incredible Hulk. Hey, everyone, look at me. Look at me.
Just like with this show, like I was saying, with this show, they have it all written out already.
Yeah.
And they're able to pick and choose from all the different. Like we're only really reviewing the first 2 episodes right now.
Yeah.
But even then, they're already picking stuff from like the second arc, the third arc of the comic, and putting it in the first episode, second episode.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, oh, okay, we're doing this. And
do you think they might be doing that to like maybe develop things for potential like another season. Like bring it up
Yes.
now and then like let it simmer in the background. Maybe bring it
Yes.
back in a few episodes.
Like there's already dialogue in the first episode that you're like, I watched it already through. Matt's getting through it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm on my second watch when we're going through for the notes. And I'm noticing that there's dialogue in the first episode that already gives it away.
Yeah.
It already gives it away.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And you're kind of like, oh shit, they're just telling you right. You don't know what it is. You have no idea.
Yeah.
If you're just like watching it, you have no idea what's going on or how important these little tiny things are that happen. And I really enjoyed that. That being said, the first 2 episodes move very quickly.
They do.
Like within the first half an hour. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Within the first half an hour, we're already getting keys and talking to the Echo.
So a lot of the show feels like it's shot on the little boy, you know. So I'm assuming this is the audience follow character.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to follow, you know.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, it definitely has like a bit of darkness to it, but it has that darkness that like, and it's funny because we talked about it. Like they mention it that it has a feeling of like Narnia.
Yeah.
Like where like
It's the beginning of the second episode.
Yeah.
We had talked. I made the comment to you. At one point, the kid says this thing about Narnia.
Yeah.
And then we start the second episode, and it's like the second sentence he says. And I looked at you, I was like, there you go, yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's what's called a portal fantasy.
Okay.
A portal
okay.
Portal fantasy is
Like being John Malkovich.
I don't remember that movie. I remember
It's
seeing
a portal. It's a little tiny doorway that goes into, and then you're John Malkovich. What else?
I mean, some people would say Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, yeah,
Portal fantasy.
okay. Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
You know, there's other stuff I'm sure I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I never heard the term portal fantasy before, but I mean, I'm sure I have, but I never really thought about it until we're having a conversation about it.
I really like the vibe of this. Right away, I noticed they changed some little things.
Mm-hmm.
This trade is called Welcome to Lovecraft. Episode 1 is called Welcome to Matheson.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the academy they go to is going to be Matheson Academy instead of
Lovecraft
Academy.
So someone, I think you had mentioned.
So I'm wondering if for some reason you can't use Lovecraft's name on TV. Like the Lovecraft books, I believe, are in public domain at this point, but that doesn't mean that somebody doesn't have trademark rights or copyright rights to the word Lovecraft.
Yeah, I think someone probably does.
Yeah, why? The only reason I could think that they would drop that is just that Lovecraft always has that little bit of a hint of occult.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't want to hit people over the head with occult symbology, like right out the gate, like episode 1. Although it's an undercurrent in the show that there's something not quite right. You know, the music, the coloring, like the darkness in certain places. They all have a very Lovecrafty, occultish feel to it.
Yeah, and it only gets
darker.
Better? Darker. I was going to say worse, but better. It gets more and more Lovecraftian as we go along.
Yeah, okay.
I actually didn't, when I was reading the comic, like, I know it says Welcome to Lovecraft, but I really didn't feel that much Lovecraftian stuff
it's not like
going on.
Cthulhu hanging out in the back.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But then once you get deeper into the story and they show you like this one little thing that happens through the one door in the comic, and then you get deeper into the comic, you're like, oh, okay, that's Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Like, got it. Like, they're kind of hiding it away for the very, very end.
Of course, yeah.
And also, no one really... Well, I guess someone did go insane, but he was caused to go insane by the Echo rather than, like, just experiencing something that was so mind-blowing. Because that's normally what Lovecraftian shit is. It's your human brain can't handle the ability to comprehend exactly what the hell's even going on.
Yeah, you're trying to comprehend the mind of a god.
Yeah.
So,
or even the physical manifestation of one. And it's so you can't we can't even perceive it, so all we see is a tentacle monster with mouths everywhere. And mouths and eyeballs. But not too much of that. Mouths and eyeballs and Cthulhu and
No.
the deep.
Yeah.
There is a water element to this whole thing. But there's not like a sea element to
Right.
it. Like,
Well, they talk.
you know.
I mean, they talk about the sea cave and the well being tainted, and so they bring up water. I think 2 or 3 times in
Yeah.
2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
The 2 episodes that I've watched. There's definitely, even in the intro graphic, you see the mouth of the cave, and you see like water coming out of it. So there's definitely.
It opens up like a key.
Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't like. I think it's just implying that there's a thing down there.
Yeah,
That's what it-
it's just it's a cool little graphic, and it kind of helps you set the stage, because was it episode 2 the one woman is telling her about what happened when they were kids and why they lost touch. And,
it's either the middle, like towards the end of episode 1 or episode 2. Ellie, I think we're introduced to Ellie episode 2.
Yeah.
And then who ends up being Rufus's adoptive mom,
Right.
and Rufus's like and Bodhi also meet episode 2.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. They seem to be fast friends like right away.
We get to meet. Is it the end of episode 1 where we meet the Savini Club, the Savini Squad, and then it's episode 2 where we end up meeting Gabe and the rest of the Savini Squad along with Scott with 1 T. That's what she calls him, Scott with 1 T, because he only has 1 T in his name. And then also Eden, the blonde girl who makes out with what's his fate with Tyler in either episode 1 or 2, whatever it is. Like I'm saying, a lot happens. So we're gonna take it in like chunks of like 2 episodes, so we don't have to kill ourselves.
Generally, I don't necessarily know that really the main plot points that you're trying to get out of the show is that there was a family tragedy.
Yeah.
Where the father was shot by what seems to be Tyler's possible friend.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler witnessed it but couldn't do anything to stop it. And the mom, who I forget her name, she was in the house and shot in the leg. And then basically the boy and the younger girl were hiding from the gunman, like while he was roaming around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so they experienced this, and this moves very quickly. And some of this is done in flashbacks, and some of it's done linearly. And I think overall the production was really good. But basically, pretty quickly, what you open up to in the show is scenery. You're driving through what looks to be like Maine.
Yeah.
They're in Massachusetts, but like New England. You feel it does have a New Englandy feel, like pine trees.
It's a Stephen King town. It's a throwaway Stephen King town that they renamed the
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they drive up to this big old house.
And it's like your average Stephen King town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In New England, up there, spooky,
Yeah.
haunted, whatever, foggy,
misty.
The whole. I feel like the whole season takes place, or but it doesn't. I don't think it actually does. But these first 2 episodes definitely take place during the wintertime.
Or it seems like they're maybe coming back to school after Christmas, even though they're changing schools. So maybe it's not quite, but it does feel like early spring maybe.
Because wherever they were,
March,
wherever they were when the dad was killed, they were doing construction.
They were in Seattle.
Oh, okay, that's why. Because
they say they moved.
I was going to say they're doing construction of the whole house.
Yeah.
And it's like open to the elements, and I'm
Right.
like that makes so they literally move across the country.
Yeah, and I mean they talk about like at one point the mom mentions that the Tyler hasn't said anything since Ohio, and so they're that's part of that the story is that they're driving through it's quick again, like all this stuff happens very quickly, and within 10 minutes they're already at the Key house.
Yeah, they're already at the Key house. His brother Duncan has already given the finger to the house.
Literally.
It's also mentioned that like Duncan can't remember anything from his
youth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not high school, it's his youth.
And he even says I don't know why I can't remember.
And that does come into play. They answer that like in the season 2.
So
this is what I want to say. Like there's elements in the first, like at least the second episode that, like I said, they're from other arcs. Already.
So they're throwing a lot out there.
Yeah,
and
I like it.
I do too. I mean, I really liked how I like that there was a little bit of like family playfulness in certain things, like, you know, even when the situation tends to should be serious, there's a little bit of playfulness to it that
Whimsy,
yeah, whimsy is a good word because, and here's the thing, it doesn't undercut the overall drama.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes you look at it through more of like a child's eye, which is definitely one of the things that they're trying to do, is get you to look through this type of thing through the eyes of a child.
Yeah, they established within the first half an hour. They established that the keys are there, and that the keys whisper to all kids,
Yeah,
right? And to special people, whatever. And so then by the second episode, you've got Bodhi running around just like
finding
listening.
keys.
Yeah, finding keys.
Yeah.
They already find the head key,
Right.
and the head key is in the second. Like that's what I'm saying. The head key is in the second arc of the comic.
Right.
So you're 7 or 8 comics in already,
And jumping.
so they're just picking stuff all throughout the first. I'm gonna say 3 arcs of the comic, 3 to 4 arcs. And yeah, I liked it, which makes me think that maybe they're just gonna make this 2 seasons. I really hope they do, because this Bodhi kid's gonna grow up way too quick.
Yeah.
He's at that age now where it's like Stranger Things.
Yep.
Like Stranger Things started out looking really young, but they're high school age kids. Now they're like 18, and they're trying to play kids who are just going into high school,
Right.
or even 8th grade or something like that.
I think that
In the show. So
right.
it's really difficult for me to like get and engage with that story now, because they're not little kids anymore.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, to me, not to get into Stranger Things, but I think, you know, with that type of the situation there is, they're just gonna have to jump forward in time a little bit.
Yeah.
In this next season,
Like years and something.
and just say like 3 years went by with like nothing happened, and you know.
Because I mean, well, yeah, they're supposed to move away or whatever. But
Yeah.
You're right. If we get into that, we're going to talk about that again. Get another tangent about that we're not supposed to talk about. So we'll talk about Locke&Key.
Then I'll spend the day trying to figure out how to do a Stranger Things logo.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I do like this. I'm going to say the first 2 episodes are definitely mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this moves fast. You get some exposition dialogue, but it's not overdrawn. It's not like bang, 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 bang. You know, where some shows where there's heavy exposition and dialogue, that's like, you feel like at the end of a conversation that these people should be like physically winded.
Yeah.
I like, you know,
Let me tell you all this information.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Scandal.
Oh, that's that
Have you
TV
ever-
show? No.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. Was that Courtney Cox?
No, it's Kerry Washington.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't mind it at first, but after a while, I was like, I can't watch this. Like the delivery of these lines, everybody talks like blah blah blah, blah and then
Yeah.
like,
Just information.
and you're like, oh my god, like,
Yeah, calm it down.
knock the wind out of me, you know. And the cast seems to be gelling like really well. Like these are like few of these actors are still kids. You know, the young girl is 17. The son doesn't look much older than that, so he's a young adult. And
Tyler.
you know, Tyler.
Yeah, we look. Yeah, I didn't look up Tyler, but I think Tyler, Kinsey, and all those other high school actors are like legitimately within like 2 to 3 years of being right out of or in high school.
They're 18 to 20 now.
Yeah, they're not Dawson from Dawson's Creek being 30 something playing an 18-year-old. All in all, these 2 episodes, they move very quickly. They borrow from other arcs in the comic. We're giving it a mission accomplished.
Yeah, you get introduced to this setting, which in this show is very important because the setting is part of the character.
Well, yeah, Key House is extremely important.
Yeah, you get introduced to important adult characters and important children characters, and you get the sense of like these kids are, you know, traumatized. They're, you know, had to move, so a lot of stuff is going down. Like they kind of just like wave their hand at certain things to
They foreshadow things good well.
to move the story along. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
No, choke. Yeah, it's at one point this woman chokes a little kid.
like the woman from the well.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler alert. She gets out of the well, like basically. She
Within-
gets out of the well so easy, and
It's
I'm like,
pretty much within the half an hour of
I'm
the first
like,
episode.
why was she in there to begin with?
Because she's an echo. Oh yeah. Why was she?
It's just like,
understood.
you know,
Yeah, they can't leave the and that's the thing. They can't how do I put that? Like, yeah, we'll get into it later in later episodes.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll
because it is one of those things where it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like this whole here's the thing. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but like, there's one character in this story who, in the comic, kind of gets not gets what she deserves almost. But, like, it really is, like, they set it up, I don't remember in the comic if it's really her fault or not. I think it might be. But, whoops, sorry, gave it away.
Oops.
It's a little bit. Sorry, but there is a character, and I also said if she gets what she deserves. So that gave it away, too. But no, there's a female character in here who I feel like all of this is her fault. All of this is her fault. If she had just kept her promise, like all the rest did, and not done anything... none of this shit would be happening.
Okay.
At all.
So, like, her decision or indecision is the inciting incident?
Yeah, no, her decision is the inciting incident for this whole series.
Yeah.
And it's like, I really, they don't really let you know that yet, but they do. They do in the story, in the TV show, further on in other episodes.
Okay.
And I also will say on second watch that there's a lot of foreshadowing. And it's done, but now on second watch, I'm like, that's done really well.
Okay.
Like, because it's innocent enough in the story that on first viewing, you're just accepting the information. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all you're doing. You're not necessarily like, oh, where is this going to lead me? Even though you should be asking yourself that question.
I mean, whenever you're watching like something that's a little bit more of a mystery, you would think that people would ask themselves, where is this going? Because that means you're actually involving yourself in the story. You know, and again, to me, like this caught me very, very quickly. You know, there's, like I said, there's a good amount of darkness to it, but it never goes brutal. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of this experience through like the eyes of a child, which I think on purpose softens a lot of things, but it's still scary. You know, it's still got some tension to it. And, you know,
and I guess what I was trying to say a moment ago is that like the exposition in these episodes, which would be, I guess, the information you need to lay down for foreshadowing, is done so innocently that you don't know that's what it is.
Oh yeah,
it's not heavy-handed. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not heavy-handed enough that you even know it's foreshadowing until you fucking watch it the second time.
Yeah,
and then you're like, they're just laying it out right there. Okay, all right, cool. And like, and that's the thing. I read the comic,
and you still didn't.
And I'm still not. And that's why I'm like, this show is really. I'm so excited for this.
Cool.
I'm really excited for season 2. Sorry, I'm trying to get you excited for we haven't watched it all yet. So like, legitimately, I'm like, yes. I'm clap.
Yeah.
Great adaptation from comic book form to television, especially with the way they change things and are picking and choosing, and they just glommed it all together in this Frankenstein monster that looks good in a suit, you know. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if it's a Frankenstein monster or the story, it still functions extremely well.
Right, it's putting on the Ritz.
Yeah, there you go. It's putting on the Ritz. And there's no, there's no stitches coming undone, hands falling off, ears falling off, all the parts are where they should be.
What I was thinking was that, like, having watched 2 episodes, and I wanted to watch a third, it was just getting a little late.
Yeah.
And I'll probably consume this within the next few days. Like, I don't binge, like, more than usually 2-3 episodes of longer shows, like, but I'm going to consume this probably straight through, and that's because these first 2 episodes were done so well. Episode 1 introduces the characters and the setting. There's weird stuff going on. Episode 2 furthers that weird stuff. Some plot points seem to be a little accelerated. The thing that threw me off a little tiny bit was when the Echo got out of the well so easily. Like, there was I was just surprised that it didn't take him doing something for her. Like, if she, like putting a key in the well or something, like, or handing the everywhere key to her while she's down there so she could have, like, gotten out that way. Like, it was just a little bit convenient. But again, minor nitpick. Shot well, scenery is awesome. A+. I'm looking forward to finishing the rest of this, and I'm looking forward to season 2 already. especially if this quality keeps up. You know?
Yeah, I hope they get a bigger budget going forward.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say is that the CGI in the show is acceptable.
Yeah. There's nothing bad about it.
No.
It's just not.
It's not like it's not like Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which I get it.
Yeah.
Or if it is Lucasfilm, it's the interns. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, interns. Like, here's your chance.
yeah. Show us what you got. Make some shadow monsters. But no, that's what I mean. Like later on, there's some shadow monsters, whatever, and like you're just kind of like, this looks like a really good Xbox, Xbox One X, PlayStation 4, PC game cutscene.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it's real quick. Whatever it is, what it is. But I hope that going forward, because of all of the different keys that are available, that they raise the budget because some of this stuff could be really, really cool.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, yeah, they definitely have the potential to do whatever they want in this setting. There's little details that make other pop culture references and stuff. There's a little note inside the Matheson Academy that says your Hogwarts invitation is never coming.
Yeah.
It's just very...
It's in the bell tower or something, or no, it's in the basement.
Yeah.
It's the basement of the library.
It's just one of these little things. It's very apropos for the setting. Like a bunch of teenagers in a, basically a castle, that looks like Hogwarts. So I did appreciate that touch. The mention of Narnia was really, really... like perfect because it's very influenced. I like how the kid describes that the mom doesn't remember because this is how magic works.
Yeah.
And then he gets into
the whole mirror scene with that is weird because she's like, and then she just like looks at them and she's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And she's like, "What am I doing in here?"
Yeah. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah. What's up? And they're like, "You don't remember what just happened?" And then, Bodhi's like, "I'll tell you guys later. Just let's move it along, alcoholic mom."
Yeah.
Move it along. I also, I liked how they all got triggered.
Mm-hmm.
That the mom got triggered by something the hammer in the store.
Yep.
Kenzie got triggered by
the horror movie.
Not even the blood. It was just the flapping of the plastic.
Yeah.
And then, Tyler got triggered by the hockey shot, slap shot sound, which sounds like a gunshot.
And then also during his brief interlude with what's her name, when he has.
But the Sam kid shows up randomly.
Yeah.
What do you think of this character? I don't think he's nearly as greasy as he should look, as he looked in the comics, like.
I mean, it just feels villainous from the second you see him, and like, he's got the Spider-Man 3 hairdo.
He doesn't feel as ominous as he did in the comics.
No, he feels more like a sad sack.
Like pathetic. He's real pathetic. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, in the comics he's pathetic too, but he's ominous and like vindictive and evil in the comics.
Well, they definitely make him pretty evil.
Yeah.
Here.
And like his character arc is not over. Mm-hmm. Regardless of what you see in this.
Right. I mean, like, he pulled off, like, I mean, you're supposed to dislike this character. So.
Yeah, and I do. I immensely... Yeah. But that's the thing, like, even in the comics, I like his character because of how vindictive and, like, evil he is or whatever, but...
Yeah, the best heroes have the best villains.
Yeah, but here he's sad sack.
Yeah, a bit of a sad sack.
Some boobies showed me some attention, so I'm gonna go kill some dude. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like he's so starved for attention that this female, it's because she visits him in the prison. So I said I was gonna visit you, which implies I've spoken to you before. Mm-hmm. And then you're thinking, how the hell have you spoken to him before?
Right. That all happens off
screen.
Off screen.
Well, thus far.
Thus far. I mean, in the first 2 episodes, I didn't see it yet, but there's obviously a pre-established relationship with them. If they're going to show it to us or not, which came across as odd because I'm like, I don't understand what this Echo character is like, and that's what you're supposed to feel right now. You're not supposed to have these answers. For me, getting through these 2 episodes was extremely easy. And it's just very enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it.
All right. Everybody you heard here, it's mission accomplished from
Absolutely.
I'm not going to do the boom thing again because I'm lazy. And but yeah, so I guess we're going to try to get this done this week. So you guys can tune in for episode 2 tomorrow and Wednesday and so on and so forth.
Cover a couple episodes a night and review them the next day. And, you know, I think that way we can have a little bit more of a discussion of just like the material in general instead of, you know, trying to break it down. Because, I mean, it's funny. With this show, like, a lot happens and not a lot happens. Mm-hmm. It's an odd thing. Like, you get whisked through it and you don't feel like anything drags.
Yeah, but a lot happens.
Yeah,
but you don't. It's like, but not a lot happens. Yeah, you're right. But that's the point. I think. Yeah. I think the point is that everything that happens in this show matters.
Right.
There's no red herrings. There's no.
We started this plot line and we forgot we had to finish it.
Yeah, there's no. You know what there is?
I'm looking at you, Lost.
There's no subverting expectations.
Oh,
yeah, you said you're looking at you, Lost, because someone who worked on Lost works on this show. What was his name?
Carlton Coos.
Okay, Carlton Coos. We're talking to you, bud. Thanks for doing a better job with this.
Well, hopefully.
No,
Well, this is the issue that happens. Like, we're starting. Where's the end? Well, and I'm saying we know what we know they have an ending, and that's the best. Anymore nowadays, knowing that a show is going to end means that the show is going to be better.
Yeah, you're going to get a complete story.
Yeah.
You're from beginning to end.
Like, I'm telling you, who out there is still watching Arrow?
Well, Arrow's gone now, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
But that's why.
Right. Or,
and because it gets too expensive, too.
Even The Flash is getting to the point where it's like...
Oh, they're going to cancel that soon, too.
Yeah.
This is what they do with the CW shows. This is what happens, or whatever effing company has owned the teen drama... Right, so what happens is they'll put a show out for like X number of years, and then
just cut it,
and then they'll cut it because the actors are able to ask for more money and it gets too expensive to produce.
Right.
So they'll just you're right. They'll just cut it off. They don't give a crap about the story.
Well, and the shows get wacky.
Oh,
when you let something like Arrow go for 8 seasons,
I know it's the same thing as the comics.
Yeah,
like and that's why there's. And that's why there's galaxy-spanning events all the time to reset the universe.
Reset certain things.
Exactly.
Like, especially in DC, because DC's big with the crises.
Yeah, like all the crises.
Yeah, the crises that reboot, and then they get rid of that reboot and go back to the old world. And, like, how many times have they done that now, you know?
But luckily, with this story by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez, Locke&Key, you're not going to get that. It's fully complete. Worth a read. Pick up the first trade at least. It's very good. Lovely cover. I mean... it kind of gives you everything that you need to know with the first cover, you know, and then it gives you all the characters, the main characters in this like arc on the back. Artwork's great. This TV show is holding up just as good as.
If I remember correctly, I think Joe Hill wrote Deadpool at one point.
Possibly.
And I'm pretty sure it was back in the '90s before Deadpool was like a thing. Yeah, you know how you were saying it feels. Like a Stephen King setting?
Yeah.
Do you know who Joe Hill is?
No.
He is the son of Stephen King.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yes. He's Stephen King's son.
Well, guess what, guys? This is what it was like growing up with Stephen King.
Yeah. Here, let me tell you a bedtime story.
Yeah. Oh man, this makes so much more sense now. It doesn't even matter. We don't need anything else. We don't need to know about Deadpool. We don't need to know about anything. Okay, so this is a Stephen King book, and like, oh wait,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, you think it's ghostwritten?
I was just about to say that.
That Stephen
what if
King
Stephen King's like, hey,
wrote his son a book?
Yeah, not even a book. He's just like, hey, I had a dream about how the New England house, like I always do. With these keys and the house with magic keys. It's going to be a great story. Go write it. Here you go. Let's sell you $1,000,000. If you need some help, let me know. I'll just help you with the plot points. It's got all the mechanics of a Stephen King. Oh my god. You heard it here first.
I really thought he wrote for Deadpool though. It's hilarious that we're sitting here thinking about this guy as like a comic book writer and he's Stephen King's son. You know,
so why isn't his name Joe King?
Maybe Joe Hill is a pseudonym since he didn't want to put King on there, and
then that would
the
not...
connection would be made right away, and he'd never get credit for anything he did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All
right,
your dad did that for you, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
no, I just grew up with him.
right.
I have heavily been influenced by my father, as it should be, because he's my father.
Yeah, right? Like, he told me all these stories before he published them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I spent my childhood scared out of my mind.
Like, I helped him with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I helped him with what... He could say that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's hilarious, though. So, so Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, which is why this isn't a Stephen King town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. So, I guess, you know, everybody, you heard it here first. It's a good show.
Probably not. Everybody's like...
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. No. I know you heard it here first. This is a good show, but even then you probably didn't. But no, it's mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
And good to go. So we're gonna check it out. We're gonna continue to let you guys know. So yeah, you heard it here. This is a show worth watching. Locke&Key episodes 1 and 2 are a success in our book.
Yeah,
Mission accomplished.
absolutely.
Boom. And you guys should keep tuning into it. Get your Netflix accounts and go tune into that show.
Yeah.
We're going to come back later in the week and do some more of this show. And yeah, if you don't mind, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's really all we can say about it.
Yeah.
And then, that's it. So peace out, guys. I'm Mike.
I'm Matt.
We're Mission Accomplished Media. See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.